Hey there, StarCraft fans! It's Falcon Paladin coming at ya with yet another edition of StarCraft Brood War Remastered! Today it's going to be a match between Sky and Jaedong here on Benzene 1.1. I think this is the fourth match I've cast between these two players on the same map, but this is not a repeat because the colors are different. Alright, so top right-hand corner here we have the red Protoss player. It is going to be Sky. Can't change that to a red versus blue, but we had to try. And in the bottom left, it is the orange Zerg player, Jaedong. This is a practice match from when they were on the same clan, Hwasong OZ, as you can see by their clan tags. And man, Sky brings out the best from Jaedong, I feel like. There are so many long games between these two players, and I haven't cast one for a while, so here we are, a ZVP with Jaedong. For those Jaedong fans, I kind of feel like, based on the view counts on my channel, Bisu and Flash have a lot more fans than Jaedong. Just put up a Flash game and watch the views roll in, put up a Bisu game, watch the views roll in, and Jaedong is just, you know, another walk in the park. I'm not entirely sure why. It's kind of weird. I love Jaedong, but I just don't feel like he has as many fans as Flash or Bisu, which is no great shame. Just kind of weird. Anyway, hatch first play here from Jaedong. The probe is in position to block it. Man, and a third. Hang on a second. Hang on a second. Juke it! Oh, this is so annoying. This is going on in StarCraft 2 today, you guys. In case you were wondering. Ooh, he got it. Jaedong, you boss. You disgusting boss, you. A lesser Zerg player would have not gotten that down. Sky would have annoyed it to no end. Blah. Anyway, Sky, great player, man. Love Sky very much. He knows how to play Protoss. If you can take Jaedong to a 30-minute PvZ, yeah, you know what you're doing. I think that almost goes without saying, but I think some people are like, who's this Sky player? Why do we care about him? And the answer is because he's incredible? Anywho, because he's incredible. Is he Bisu? No. Is he really great? Yes. I think that's what we should be caring about here in StarCraft. Is that a third? That is absolutely a third. Because on this map, it doesn't make a lot of sense to go one base if you're Protoss. Your natural is pretty easy to take, right? You don't have a big area to wall off. This is just, it's so inviting is what it is. Jaedong's drone is going to get up here about the time that he gets 300 minerals. And ka-chow! It's time for that third. It's sub 3 minutes. Loving that stuff for sure. Quick shout out in this match for Kaya Rolonis. He's a longtime Discord member, longtime subscriber of the channel. Really appreciate Kaya Rolonis being around. I like to call him Kai, or some people call him Kaya. Anyway, he did earn enough Twitch points on the Twitch stream at twitch.tv/Falcon Paladin to get a shout out. So he's being shout out. He does stream on Twitch himself. He plays StarCraft 2. If you're interested in that kind of a thing, I believe he dabbles in Brood War at the same time. He's kind of someone interested in both games like I am. And check him out. I'll put a link to his Twitch channel in the description. Give it a click, see what's going on over there, and if you're interested, then hit that follow button and just see what Kai is up to here today. All right, next up, probe transfer, Maynarding down all the way to the natural base, and so far, real no tech choices here today. I mean, you really have to wait until the Cyber Core is done if you're Protoss, so whatevs, and if you're a Zerg player, well, it's a lair, so that's your tech. Right now is lair. I'm feeling pretty good about things because I am off work the next week. It's American Thanksgiving. Thursday and Friday, we traditionally get that off for celebration for Halloween of Thanksgiving on Thursday. And then I just decided to take Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday off just because I had some extra time floating around. My company's pretty generous with their time off policy, and it's nice. As that probe gets sniped, but sees the lair anyway, so it's fine. I don't know. I feel like my company takes care of us pretty well, all things considered. I'm sure most people tell about the horror stories of corporate work, and it's not all sunshine and rainbows, I can tell you that. There's a lot of stuff I can complain about. But as far as time off policy, they're pretty good with it, and it's been nice. So this week being off is going to be good. I'll do some extra casting, I think, maybe some extra streaming. I'm going to be reading the Stormlight Archive. The latest Stormlight Archive book, which is Rhythm of War by Brandon Sanderson. I love everything that he does, and I'm looking forward to getting through this one. That's a bunch of lings. Are we going to get some Jaedong lings in this base? I don't know that I see it. Cannon, Zealot, Probe block. I know Jaedong wants to. He loves... Oh, but now there's a Dragoon. I don't think this is happening. I think it's too late. If you're going to go pool first, maybe you can pull this off. It's Jaedong, so like I'm not going to tell him he can't. But I think that window has closed. We usually like to see Jaedong units, Jaedonglings rather, free inside the Protoss base. Really just annoying the ever-loving crap out of the Protoss, but not today, I don't think. These guys are just here to see if any Zealots are moving out across the map to murder his things. Macro hatch at the third base from Jaedong and at the natural base. Loving. Ooh, and? Oh, a Spire. Okay. I was like, and at the main. Holy crap. Nope, that is definitely a Spire because we are dealing with Corsairs. And there's, in fact, already a Corsair out. Has Corsair production stopped? It certainly has. One Corsair is enough for Sky today. Allows him to go directly into Templar Archives. Get that Storm out earlier. Because guess what? There's going to be Hydras on the field, so in order to deal with them, we need Storm. I mean, that's really the trick, right? If you're a Protoss player in any... Oh, no way. How? How does he do this? Jaedong, you wizard. In 3 lings? It's 3 lings. You can kill probes easily with 3 lings. He just got 2. He just got 3 probes. And then he's just real careless and loses the next one for nothing. But, I mean, against a Dragoon, it's hard to pull off. 3 probes killed. That was disgusting. Gosh, Jaedong, you're so sick. That's why we like to watch your games, man, is for that. And no, we didn't get the Jaedonglings running around endlessly inside the main base, but hey, a Dragoon is already out. So it's going to be really hard to pull that off anyway. Scourge is hunting for the Corsair enemy, doing some scouting too. Trying to see, is there a push out? By golly, there is. There's a lot of Zealots. And Speed's on the way, but it's not going to be done anytime soon. It's not going to be done by the time this attack really commences. But definitely want to sunk in at both your bases, because right now we're splitting it, right? Sky is not telegraphing which base he wants to attack first. He could take a sharp right here and go for that third if he wanted to, or he can easily come in towards the natural base. These Lings, they do want to try to kill as many Zealots as they can by themselves, right? Oh, it takes so many hits for a Zergling to kill a Zealot. I can't believe he's alive with 6 HP. Dumb. One more hit, he would have been killed. So this is one thing that you can definitely do as a Protoss player, is try to do weird attack timings against the Zerg. If you always attack at the same time, they always know when to prepare for it. And if they don't know when you're going to attack because you're constantly changing, then it's harder for them to handle. We've seen bases go down because Sunkens were just a little bit too late, you know? So Sunken, Hydra, it's not a lot from Jaedong, but that is how you win games as Zerg. Okay, now this is Morlings. You gonna jump on that cannon? No, but nice body blocking from the probes nevertheless. 2 Lings coming in. You gonna see anything at all? There's nothing really to see other than the Stargate, which you know about. Okay, we're going for this. So Archons, blah, blah, blah. Hydra is trying to attack from distance, but the Zealots are trying to get on top of the Hydras. DT's in the mix here too. This Sunken's getting some work done, but now it's dead. Hydras are popping out into an active war zone, and Jaedong must evacuate his third base temporarily. More Hydras are coming in. Saving that main hatch would be so good. Oh, they do cancel an upgrade. Oh, +1 armor upgrade. Canceled. DT, we need vision on this DT, friends. And does finally go down. Man, Zealot Archon, especially with a bunch of speed lots. Pretty good against Hydras. Like, the Archon himself is going to die. Yeah, but these Zealots are much, much harder for the Hydras to kill. He's turning them into lurkers to try to buy time for this stuff. A desperate attack. He's trying to focus down the third hatch, but now actually deciding to go after the Zerglings that are attacking him. Just here, I mean, this has been some incredible play out of Sky. I think he's gotten some ridiculous trades thus far in this game, but if Jaedong can hold on to this third hatch, it'd be really nice for him. And based on the reinforcement number Jaedong has and the fact that he got some lurkers up, it's going to be enough to shove these Zealots away and maybe convince reinforcements not to come over here as that High Templar decides to head on back home. Ugh, so in the midst of all that chaos, third base came out for Sky, or got started regardless. These Zealots are just like, hey, open field, we like smashing Hydras, man. My goodness. Lurkers we are less involved with, less interested in. And if your lurkers are moving out, then we're just going to jump over here. Ow. Spines. Spines, though. Maybe Extractor, is that a worthy target? Dude, what Sky is doing with these zealots is just mean. It's just incredibly mean, is what it is. My goodness too gracious. My goodness too gracious. Drones transferring through an active war zone somehow survive. That's cool. He's positioning them so well. These are 0 upgrade lings too, by the way, which totally sucks against +1 zealots in general. That is an infinite number of upgrades versus your opponent if you have +1 and they have 0/0. Okay, so third base is bleeding and bruised a little bit, but not many drones died, I don't think. 37 workers here for Jaedong. That's cool. I think he's okay with it. Got ourselves a Queen's Nest coming in here too. Likely going to be used just for the hive tech. Nobody really makes queens in ZVP. I can't remember the last time I saw somebody make any queens in ZVP. I guess we have seen it against Corsair balls in the past, but maybe only once or twice. I don't remember specifically what game it was or who it was, but that happened. Fourth base coming up for Jaedong. Minerals only base, just like Sky's third is minerals only here on Benzene. It's just a reality of this map. Your third base is not going to give you any gas whatsoever. And I don't know that 2 lurkers at the top of a ramp is maybe it is enough. Maybe it was totally enough. Okay, in that case, then 4 lurkers defending this fourth base are going to be definitely 100% able to handle this particular army. Storm, dodge the storm. He dodged the second storm. Jaedong, you boss. That was great. Okay, so Jaedong is stabilizing a little bit here. The last couple of feints, last couple of attacks of Sky have not really done much, I'm going to say. He hasn't brought observers with him, which is the larger problem. Is that lurker tech is out, and he's not making... Well, I guess he is making an observer. Does he have any out on the map? It might be his first observer at 12 minutes, which seems like a bit of an oversight if you're Sky. Sky trying to take a fourth base down the bottom right here, and he's got army in position to defend it as necessary. I don't know that Jaedong is spoiling for a fight right now. He needs to put this drone to work immediately, and does. Yeah, I really feel like this is going to be Jaedong trying to get a fifth base up, trying to get into the tech with Defilers and Plague, especially against this composition. Plague's going to be your best bet. Dark Swarm isn't going to help a lot against this many +2 Zealots with speed. The Dragoons are pretty much neutralized, yes. The Archons are kind of neutralized, but with this many Zealots and DTs on the ground, you're definitely wanting Plague first. So we'll see if he starts that Defiler mound now that his Hive is done. Production tab says no. Alright, so Lurkers are pre-splitting as you want to do here. And that, okay, so now there's an Observer with the army. And, okay, if you don't have Dark Swarm, the Dragoons just destroy them instantly is your larger problem here. Nice snipe on the Observer, though. Not too bad. And that actually does force Sky back, despite having superior numerical numbers here and just a better army in general. Like, the presence of a couple Lurkers is enough to make Sky pull back temporarily. Hey, look who's making Corsairs all of a sudden. Okay, we have Corsairs now, everyone. We're going to force Jaedong to make a couple Scourge. Not that they're necessarily going to get kills. Oh, look at this. Oh, ah. That was an attempt at some really nice micro, and it just kind of fell on its face, unfortunately. 2 Corsairs died there for 2 Scourge. Alright, Defiler Mound on the way. Adrenal Glands coming in here, too. And Sky pushing up left. Pushing up top left right now. Got a big blob of red. While his fourth base is pretty happy. I mean, it's 154 to 111 supply. This is not good for Jaedong at all. He's down 40 supply at the 14-minute mark. He needs to be up in supply at this point in time, but he's even on bases, and that's a big problem here. Benzene is not a good Zerg map. The fifth base is this, which is wide open, or this, which sucks for defending. Scourge getting picked out here. Again, no Dark Swarm is a problem. Defilers in production, but they're not here yet. And okay, that's a win. Jaedong finds where Sky was going for his fifth base and completely shuts it down with Adrenalings with +1/+1. Like, shuts it down hard. Actually, the whole army comes back to deal with this. That's a mistake out of Sky. You do not want to bring your whole army back to handle 6 Zerglings, man. Keep the pressure up. Maybe push up this ramp. There's an unburrowed lurker. 2 unburrowed lurkers up there. Oh, DT's wandering in. And, it does cancel a missile attack upgrade. That's 2 upgrades canceled in this game. That is not something we see a lot of in Brood War. Is upgrade denials, right? Lings, ooh, get a High Templar. That is the trick about High Templars. They're slow, and Speedlings can surround them quite easily. Sky's trying to take his 5th base down here at about the 5 o'clock position. It's like a 5:30 position, we'll call it, and the next door here is a 6:30. There is no real 12 o'clock and 6 o'clock expansions on this map. So Jaedong continuing to macro up here, trying to get some Lings moving across the map, but Sky, I mean, accidentally just in position to shut that down. Reaver tech in production here from Sky 2. And I keep looking for Plague, but maybe he's just going to Dark Swarm it. It is a lot of Dragoons. In 100% all fairness, it is a lot of Dragoons. So maybe Dark Swarm is the priority here. Look at him just being like, I can handle this ramp with 4 Hydras and 2 Lurkers. 4 Lurkers, I apologize. I'm just going to come across here and get rid of some of your reinforcements. How does that sound? Sky does not like how that sounds, actually. And he's going, oh, triple. Wow, triple Dark Swarm, middle of the map here from Jaedong. I mean, it doesn't really kill anything, but it does force Sky back a bit, which is exactly what you want to see. If you're a Zerg player, is force the Protoss away from where you want to live. As a result, these cannons will die because the Dark Swarm is not traversable. Couple Hydras die that way, and I still feel like you just keep getting his observers. There's an observer here. Okay, so surprising number of Zealots died here, but I guess they did try to engage with like 6 Lurkers, which is far too many than you would want to normally engage with. And here we go. So definitely trying to get a 5th base down here at 6:30 is Jaedong. I don't necessarily see it working out for him, though. Especially because it's been scouted immediately. Can Jaedong see this? No, it's a cannon rush of his 5th base. Okay, there's your Plague. Plague on the way. Man. 181 to 157 supply. Jaedong is just down. Okay, so there's your Dark Swarm. Here's your Reaver. That does not give an ever-loving anything about your Dark Swarm at all. They will crush and rend. And all the Zerg are dead right now. Is it just drops or just faints? It's a feint? I don't even know. That is a lot of Lurkers, though. Jaedong does get some reinforcements in and shuts that down. Oh, the High Templar snipes! The snipes, boys! Oh, taking it down. Reaver's getting some massive hits off. Still 149 to 138 supply, but Jaedong has closed the gap significantly. He's taking the 1130 base 2 up top. I love this double expand play. And Ling shut down the cannon rush attempt. I still don't know what these overlords were doing. It's not like there's protection here, guys. If you're running from a Corsair or something. Oh, goodbye, shuttle. Thank you. Thanks for playing, I guess. Ooh, nice snipe on the Defiler, though. Sky getting some hits off. Getting some trades. This is turning into a pretty fantastic game, I gotta say. Jaedong pushing. Pushing, pushing, pushing. Keep that Zerg ball pushing. Just one TT. I guess if he could have gotten all the way down here, it would have been okay for him. Zealots at +3 attack, man. Of course, we're at 19 minutes. We should be at +3 attack. Lurkers at +1 attack and +2 armor. This DT is like, I'm not attacking your hatch. Nope. Not me. It's so funny. Oh, I will kill your drones, though. How about that? You into that? Because that doesn't actually trigger your units are under attack alert. Oh, he knows if he goes after the hatch, some units will respond. But if he sits here and just kills drones enough, Jaedong won't know what's happening. Oh, that's kind of incredible. What? No! No! Probe transfer, why? Where were you going? Is that cannot be possibly... What was that? That was not possibly freeing up supply decision making. He's not maxed out. He's at 62 probes. Finally, DT gets taken out at 11:30. 6:30 getting mined up here, 58 to 62 probes. I don't know what that was from Sky. It seems entirely unthinkable. Arbiter Tribunal warping in. Sure, why not? Right where the minerals used to be. And Jaedong is suddenly controlling the map. He was down 50 supply. He was on his back foot, but not enough damage was done, I don't think, from Sky. And Jaedong was able to tech into the stuff he wanted to, get the Defilers, get the Dark Swarm. And as usual, that changes the entire game. So, alright. So shuttles are in trouble. That means you're not getting out of here. Is that another shuttle drop attempt? Sky, you absolute dropper boss guy person, man. There's nothing defending here. If Sky's gonna get back into this game, this is how he does it. So he gets a couple Reavers and a couple High Templar, but this third base is in trouble. Is in trouble, as my understanding will tell you. Killed another, I don't know if there was an upgrade happening in that evolution chamber. But Jaedong does respond in order to save the hatchery, and in order to save most of his tech down here inside the main base too. I think Sky, if he target fired a little bit better, it would have been better for him for sure. These Scourge need to stop chasing. You're not catching it. There's going to be cannons everywhere. There's going to be Dragoons. Okay, well, nope. Aborting is not happening. Okay, so it is a 5-basing Sky versus technically a 6-basing Jaedong. So he's got the income advantage that he needs. He's got nice little contains set up with Lings, Hydras, and Lurkers. Defilers ready to toss down Dark Swarm as necessary in the general area, in the neighborhood. This is crazy. He's trying this again? Okay, so he unloads and storms the crap out of those Hydralisks. That's not good news. And he tries to engage, but there's the Plague! Ooh! All over those Protoss units. Goodbye. This is a win for Sky right here. He's down 20 supply, but he's going to get this hatch. Unless he takes his eyes off the prize and doesn't attack the hatch the whole time. There you go. He gets it. Everybody dies, but the hatch goes down, and that's a big-time victory for sure. Nope, those are not empty shuttles. They got out of there, and everybody on board is very happy about that. Jaedong, why? Why are we greater spiring, Jaedong? Friend, countrymen, lend me your ears. What about Greater Spire does you want to do here? I'm not a fan of this at all. It worries me. It's getting Burrow. I'm a fan of Burrow. It's just Guardians are so expensive. You have to make a Mutalisk and then upgrade it to a Guardian for 150 gas. Hey, look, he just did it. As I was talking about it. And they die to everything. They die to Dragoons. They die to Storm. They die to Corsairs. They obviously die to Scouts. There's just so many options of everything that can 100% kill Guardians. Guardian Curse, perhaps. Perhaps. This is pretty... I mean, Sky has killed a lot of drones today. And he is even on board with Jaedong right now. I'm telling you, Sky is an elite Protoss player. You might not know his name as much as you know Jaedong's name or Visu's name, but I don't think that matters. I think skill is what matters, and this is what we're looking at here. We're trying to break up this ramp because he knows if Sky takes this, he's on even bases, and that is not good. If you're a Zerg player, you cannot be an even base versus a Protoss who's as good as you are, or you're going to die. His units are more cost efficient. Storms and Reavers are really good. And I mean, this is an attempt to get up here. Cannons, Storm in the ramp, trying to dodge his own Storm with his Zealots there a little bit is kind of amazing. I like that a lot. But Jaedong just forcing his way up this ramp like an absolute boss. I don't know about getting this base. Like this. Okay, good. So that one's toast. That's good. Jaedong needed that. Ah, Plague! Tossed down on the Reavers as well. Does he not have detection up here for this Lurker? No, because the cannon's attacking it, and now here come the Guardians. Okay, so Jaedong's new goal is killing this 530. He took care of the 1230 up top. Great. He is down 10 supply to the Protoss, which is not ideal. But again, these contains have really kept Sky out. He doesn't want to come up these ramps at all. Not even the tiniest of bits. God, Guardian sniped. See, I'll tell you about Guardians and how they die to everything. Is this a recall attempt? It might have been, but unfortunately it did not work out in the end. Got Storm available, but I don't think there's enough Storm available. These High Templar are toast. This base is done. It is a Dunzo base, and now suddenly we're back on 4 bases. We're back in the Stone Ages for Sky. He's got 1 base of income right now, whereas Jaedong is rolling with a couple. 2.5, I would say. Is that another... Is that an Arbiter? Whatever it was, it is dead before it could accomplish anything. Like, Sky is really trying to get a recall out here, but he has to get across the map. And this is proving to be mostly impossible right now. Jaedong just has vision of the whole thing. And that's your good game. Sky taps out. And Jaedong is your winner in 26 minutes and 22 seconds. Fantastic game from Jaedong. He was down. He was feeling bad. He was down 50 supply in this game. I know I said that once already, but it is still true. He was down so much. And yet he got the Dark Swarm out. He eventually researched Plague. Because he was dying, man. That composition that Sky was rolling with the Dragoons and the Zealots and the Archons and the Storm. Lurkers are not going to stand without Dark Swarm protection. The Lurkers were completely out of date. Dark Swarm came in. He managed to turn the tide. Managed to keep this hatch alive despite it going down to the red at some point. And then just keeping his bases alive for the most part after that. He did lose this 630 to a concerted Zealot Dark Templar attack. I don't know if that was paid for appropriately. Like, DTs are not cheap. Zealots are pretty expensive, too. But, yeah, and then just try to get some Arbiter tech going here from Sky, but no successful recalls that I could see, and so many Arbiters got killed just trying to make it there across the way. I think once the map looked orange, like, once he was like, hey, if you want to come up these ramps, right, up that ramp, up this ramp especially, you go right ahead. Good luck with it. You're not going to have the vision. Observers that come up here, I'm going to snipe with my Hydras. The Lurkers are going to murder everything else. And then I've got some Dark Swarm if you do manage to get up here, and I'll plague you if you get too close too. He did toss down some really nice plagues. Beautiful. Just a beautiful, well-controlled game here from Jaedong. Again, stopped Sky from taking this 1230 base, and the 530 base did get obliterated eventually. There were Reavers and there were Storm here, but there was not enough for just the sheer number of Hydras and Zerglings and Dark Swarm that there were coming in. With some Lurker support, too. This Lurker ends up with 4 kills. Nicely done. Good sir. All right, so hit that like button if you enjoyed that one. It's going to be 26 minutes and 22 seconds. 210,000 points for Jaedong. 189 for Sky. Ended up outproducing the Protoss player by about 400 units. And, okay, so this is how the math works, right? Jaedong got killed at a 2-to-1 death ratio, kill-death ratio here, but outproduced by more than that. And that's how you win these long ZVPs, is production. Structures raised, 24 killed by Jaedong, 11 killed by Sky. And then resources here, Sky actually mined more minerals and spent more minerals than Jaedong. That's crazy. I guess more expensive means fewer units, but for a more cost, right? And then gas mined here, too, is pretty close. So, I mean, Jaedong was able to do this with the number of units he made. A lot of Lings and a lot of Hydras. Pretty cheap units, all things considered. Storm expensive. Reavers expensive. Archons expensive. Arbiters expensive. They just didn't get enough value to really make it worth for them. So fantastic. All right. Well, that is going to be it for me today. This has been Falcon Paladin coming at ya with yet another edition of StarCraft Brood War Remastered. Go ahead, hit that like button, hit that subscribe if you like what you saw and what you heard today. You can also catch me on Twitter, Facebook, Patreon, and Twitch, all at /Falcon Paladin. And until next time, as always, thank you so much for watching. You take care of yourself.